Well, let me sit down here again and let me finish part two of this story. It would have been nice to tell it in just one video, but I know it was going to be long because that first part of the story just kind of had to be told of why I wound up even thinking about moving, and especially about coming to the Philippines. I bought that computer from Walmart, set it up, started looking at online at the Christian type channels and everything else, and became very disappointed. It seemed like most of them were scam artists. I did meet a couple of real nice ladies I had real nice conversations with and that, but in general my disappointment was to the point that I really quit doing it completely. Then a friend told me, why don't you go online to one of the Asian sites? There are girls in Vietnam, Thailand, and the Philippines that are looking for a husband. And I'm going, well, okay, I guess at that particular point. And I did. I went to a site called Asian Kisses, put in my profile, and almost immediately started having girls come up on, oh geez, just right and left, and every time I got on the computer there was somebody waiting for me and the same thing, asking for money, wanting this, wanting that. Their dad was sick, they needed money for this, and oh boy, oh boy. And it turned out to be about the same as it did on the Christian stations that I had gone to and that. And so in discouragement, I was about ready to give up, and then I decided, you know, I'm not going to answer anybody that gets a hold of me. I'm going to start looking for myself. And in the process of looking for myself, I put up a description of what I was looking for and that, and started searching the files for the girls, and I ran across one for Beth. And it was a gal in her early 30s who was looking to meet a man, get married, and that, who was already out of the house and working and that, and I just thought, wow. And what she was looking for was exactly what I was looking for. So I think if I remember right, it was about the 18th of May, 2010. I sent a message to her. Didn't hear nothing back soon. The next day I opened up my computer and there was a message from her saying that I was exactly what she was looking for and that, and could we get on Skype and talk, and we did. And from that point on, it was kind of love at first sight. She was working at an industrial park in Cebu, in Lapu-Lapu, called MEPS, and she would call me when before she left for work, and then when she got home from work, she would get on Skype too, and we talked twice a day, and that for the next month and a half, and I bought a ticket to go to the Philippines and to meet her. And it was pretty amazing during that first month and a half of how much we talked, how much we got to know each other. Her birthday is in June. On her birthday she took off work and we spent the whole day on Skype. And it was like I said, it was pretty much love at first sight, and I was so happy at that particular point to have met her over the air. And in the Philippines, I'd really never even heard of Cebu before. I was in the Navy, so I heard of Subic, the Navy station in the Philippines outside of Manila. I'd really never heard of Cebu before, or the Visayas and that. Didn't even know what language they spoke. I kind of thought it was Spanish, because the Spanish were the first ones to come in here and that. but I was willing to go that extra step. So in August, I boarded a jet and out of San Francisco, flew into, the first time I flew into Hong Kong on the trip, and then of course from there to Cebu, and met this lovely young gal, and pretty much knew at that particular point that this was everything I was looking for. So it turned out well. I left, went back to the States in order. I stayed for 4 months the first time. So I was pretty serious about what we were going to do. I was pretty serious about our relationship, and I figured the only way to do that was to spend some time with her here. Everybody back home told me before I left, oh, you got to have at least 3, 4 girls lined up. You got to kind of jump around, find the one that you like the best, and pick and choose and that sort of thing, and enjoy the fruits of your labor and that. Nope, I met one. I came to see one, and I knew before I even left the States that this was the gal I wanted to be with, and it's worked out as wow, golly, almost 9 years later. and hopefully Beth will kind of give her side of the story here, but I did go back home, and that I basically sold everything. I gave myself a month, 30 days. I bought my return ticket along with my arrival ticket back home, and I gave myself 30 days to sell everything, give it away or whatever, and return to the Philippines. And that's exactly what I did. And that within 30 days I did. I liquidated everything that I owned, and that was able to get together at least enough money to make it worthwhile, not only to come back, but to start building our first house and moving to Bohol. And this is the rest of the story. And that's so. I hope you enjoyed it. That's how I got here. Why the Philippines? That was Beth's home, period. Why the Philippines instead of Thailand or Vietnam was the fact that the Philippines was a Christian nation, unlike Thailand or Vietnam. And I figured I was just much better off in those circumstances. I checked the government a little bit, and I just liked the consequences of the government here, even though it's pretty corrupt. I think they were a lot better than Thailand, or especially Indonesia or Vietnam. So I did wind up in the Philippines, and I don't regret it a bit. It's a tropical paradise. You kind of have to leave the politics and everything out of it here. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your neighbors. Enjoy the friendships of the expats, because there's so many other Americans and Australians that are here already that had the same idea I had and were able to move here. And I built up a lot of friendships with them, as you've seen on our YouTube channel here. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So we'll say goodbye for now. Please like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed these last 2 videos, and that'll give you an idea of who I am and that. And I'm sure Beth will probably put up something on her part and that. But that's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Why I married this gal, and why we are enjoying such a perfect tropical life here in the Philippines. So I'm going to say goodbye for now. Thanks for listening. Thanks for viewing. We'll see you again soon. You know I'll be back pretty soon. And that's so goodbye for now.